Welcome to another live episode of Halftime Adjustments. It's your host, Eddie Arnett, my man G with J. Lou.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up, baby.
53-man rosters have been submitted. Practice squad is up to 14.
14.
With 3 more left because Thomas O is back. We get the exception for 17. And so let's take a look at it, guys, because we wasn't too bad on our predictions the other day. And let's get into it because let me throw it out there this way first. I'm gonna hit you, J. Lou, first today. Any surprises for you on this roster as it sits right now?
No. When you say on this roster, you're including practice squad as well.
Let's talk about the 53 first.
Okay, yeah. So if we're gonna talk about the 53, I think Proche. I think that was a surprise, considering. Now again, I know we got an asterisk beside it, but considering what you heard Bones say a few weeks ago about DK in the return game, because you have no returner right outside of DK. I mean, outside of Proche, he's done it majority of camp. You let go of Jaquan Jackson, which I called. The rookie didn't really get a lot of play, and then Tajay Spears, who was going to be in the mix for kickoff return. He's on IR, so I think that was a surprise. And then I think from a number standpoint, and we'll dive down into it, I think the surprise as well was the 11 O linemen. Now I think we had him at 10, so having one extra one, and again the flip flop there was just one less wide receiver than we had. There was, I think we said it on the show Sunday. I didn't get surprised by defense at all, because I think each one of us had that last, whether it be D tackle, inside linebacker, outside linebacker, and even cornerback, we all had a person or two that we was like, yeah, this person probably will be flipped, but no major surprises from there outside, I think, of Proche being released in the beginning.
What about you, G Wit?
I'm basically the same way. I thought Proche was the biggest shock, in all honesty, considering how I thought how well he did during the preseason and everything. I thought he would be a standout, and again, that would give us 7 receivers. The 11 O linemen didn't really surprise me that much. It's unusual. I will say that, but it didn't surprise me that much because I know that is a position. That's an area of concern as far as the past few years have been happening. So that's the only way 11 O linemen surprised me. But I had a feeling, like I said, we had 10. So having 11 didn't really surprise me that much. I wasn't that shocked, but because I know it's an area of concern. But other than that, like J. Lou said, on defense, no real surprises there at all. We pretty much had that figured out. So offensively, we knew it was going to be a big deal because that's where they need the most help. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting.
So y'all said 11. I only see 9, unless I'm missing something on the offensive line.
So that's my fault. The 9 that you probably see is the finalized roster. I picked 11 off the initial, whatchamacallit.
I was like, man, my numbers are off here. Okay, I'm good. All right, so yeah, K. Lou in the building, Ricky Smith, man, appreciate y'all joining. So I'm gonna say, here's my surprise, and I guess it's not really a surprise because that means he's healthy. So Khalil Mullins must be healthy because they only carrying 3 running backs, so that's a good thing, right? I'm shocked though by the number of receivers, which lends over to Proche, because I thought maybe they would carry 7, and that's the only thing I saw really that kind of stood out. And we'll get more into these numbers in just a minute, but we'll see. Is it enough? I guess the question now, G. Witt, is it enough on the offensive side of the ball? And we'll start there with this receiver group, with these tight ends. Is it enough weapons around Cam Ward? And I know that dictates the play calling as well, right? And so is there enough as far as weapons around our rookie quarterback?
Well, I would say yes.
Okay.
I would say yes, there are enough weapons. I still go back, because I'm old school. I still go back. The key for this offense is really going to be the running game.
Oh, yeah.
If that running game is solid, I think Cam will be fine because he has enough weapons around him. Again, like you said, with the running backs, we had that. I thought we had that pretty much figured out because we thought that Spears would be put on IR again, and I think we had a little discussion about that. So having Mullins there was a key for me because
Mm-hmm.
if he's good, then I think we'll be okay in the running game. But that's really other than outside of the running game. Yeah, he definitely has enough weapons around with the tight ends and receivers. Absolutely, I think he's in good shape.
Yeah, and Jay Lou, we saw earlier in the day that Corey Levin gets released, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But he's picked back up. I don't think he signed just yet. But Cushenberry,
Yeah.
that means Cush he's on the way for next Sunday.
Yeah. You
this follows
heard
2 weeks.
you heard Callahan say that he was one of the guys he mentioned that was on track, and that was the underlying thing that, you know, if a lot of people really paid attention to it today, that because the first thing folks was like was, well, who's snapping, who's backing up? Did you forget about Cushenberry? So that's a good sign that, you know, he's went through the return to play process and is on track to start, especially coming off that injury, and that lets you know that they have no worries right now about the conditioning from a setback standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. And now really, I mean, because they got practice. I think they had a walkthrough today, and I know they got practice tomorrow. So now is really the time when you're game planning, and you can allow him and Cam to really keen in on, you know, how he's taking the snap, his cadence, the whole nine, because, you know, he missed part of that during camp, which is you know, extended period of time. But now he's a good vet, and you know, Corey Levin is good at what he does. He's a good backup, and again, we all felt good about, you know, what he could do. But to have your ace back in there, that does wonders for a rookie quarterback.
Oh yeah,
particularly starting on the road in Denver against a defense that he's never seen. So
right, and you know, the fact that Cushenberry is familiar,
yes,
with that team, it's going to help his quarterback out tremendously. And so, I mean, you know, we saw the progression of the offensive line in the offseason, and hopefully with Cushenberry in there, and we didn't see Zeitler during the preseason.
Right.
And so, you know, we've got two new bodies, if you will, to fill in there as they build that chemistry over the next week and a half to get ready for that road game in Mile High Stadium, which is going to be a tough one to open with. But yeah, no surprises though. Like I said, we did well. The only thing that, you know, the receiver group and of course tight ends, we nailed that. That was an easy one.
That was the second easiest one behind quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, and even Jay Luke called that Wiley was getting cut. He wasn't even gonna get picked back up, and so
I knew it.
There's 3 spots left on the practice squad, so you never know. But as of right now, he's not on it.
Well, there's 3 spots left, and I think 2 of them are already taken. Because I mean, Corey Levin, he will probably be on the practice field tomorrow. And then I can't remember the guy we talked about today that they picked up. He played in Denver, I thought. He's an O lineman. He's going to go to practice squad and, you know, have to go through paperwork and all, and he'll be on there. So technically, you probably have that 1 extra spot left that you get to have for carrying Thomas O. So I think that will bring him up to, if my math's right, that'll be 3 O linemen, I think, on the practice squad. So and again, just practice squad rules, you can get called up a maximum of 3 times before they have to hit the 53. So I fully expect Corey Levin and Prochet to be week 1 call-ups.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at that at all. Let's see, man, Carlton, good to see you, man. We hadn't seen you in a while on the show. Eddie Gray is with us as well. Yeah. So, did Restrepo make the practice squad? He did, man. He's on the practice squad as of now, and we'll get into that in just a minute. So now, defensive side of the ball, G. Whit. I guess the biggest question for us, for all Titans fans, is they picked up his name, C.J. Ravenel from the Ravens, 6'5", 300-pound guy. I mean, his film, he looks great, right? He looks like he can rush the passer. He might be a little shaky on, I don't know. He looks pretty decent against the run. But what are we gonna do about pass rush?
That's a good question. And again, that's going to be one of those wait and see. But I think that's also the reason why you saw them go after some DBs for the in the waiver wire and everything, because they definitely need some backup, because they look like they were looking for more press corners than anything to try to help that pass rush out. So we'll see how that goes, man. That's going to be a wait and see. But I in all honesty, with the front, I'm going to say the front 3, the D linemen, Sebastian Joseph Day, T. Sweat, and Jeff Simmons, I fully expect them to be able to get after the quarterback a lot better this year than what we saw last year. It's just how effective they're going to be as far as getting them down because, we had plenty of pressures last year, but we had very few sacks.
Right.
So, if we can get the sack number up and really with the people rushing, with our secondary, we might be okay. But it's going to be a wait and see on that one. I mean,
I think Big Jeff gonna have something to say about that, Jalen, about them sacks this year.
Yeah, I think you'll see him line up at DN a lot more. And I'm be honest, I think this year you see more blitzes than we saw last year.
That's
I think that Denard schemes up. He's going. I'll put it like this, and this is those of us that have accepted the Titans rebuild. You understand that you can't get it all done in one off season.
Right.
So everyone that's talking about pass rush, you got to remember they had to forfeit one or the other. You either forfeit the quarterback and drafted the guy from Penn State, Abdul Carter, or you go quarterback and you got to try to generate something else. And like G Witt said, I think they got the bodies there. I think you'll see him. Again, as long as Snead is a big piece, but his defense. So as long as he can be particularly healthy, I think that'll allow Denard to scheme up more. And then don't be surprised you got a Preston Smith. I think that's the name that a lot of folks are throwing out there. That
heard that a lot.
Still out.
Yes.
That they might consign. He's a veteran guy like that. Could just we just need you to rush the quarterback. He don't need to go through no camp. One of them veterans like that, they might still can bring in. Because I'll be honest. When you look at it, and defensive ends and pass rushers just don't hit the free agent market and just aren't on waiver claims.
Right.
So when you look at the names that was available out there, they might be better than your fifth rusher, but do you really want to give up a spot for that or just kind of generate your own, which you already got? So I think that's the philosophy that they accepted that, hey, we're going to figure out a way to do something with blitzes and generate pass rush. And I think next year, if everything goes as planned and, Cam takes that step and offense takes that step, et cetera, I think next year you see them address defensive end / pass rush.
And to go along with that, I think one thing you can't discount as well is year 2 for this defense.
Yes.
And that's something you really can't discount. I mean, players know what to expect. They've been in it for a while. So, yeah, I agree. You probably will see more blitzes. And I take for granted, I as far as the trend was concerned, I thought last year he ran more blitz in the preseason, didn't do it in the regular season. This year has been pretty much, he hardly ran any blitz. I think he blitzed maybe 4 or 5 times out of 3 games.
Maybe.
If that, I fully expect more with what we got going on. And again, a lot of that I think depends on the health of the team too.
Yeah.
So to your question, K-Lou, I think you'll see both. I think you'll see some slots. I think you'll see some Roger. I actually, when he's healthy, when they give him a full bill of health, I think you see Kevin Winston Jr. doing some blitzing.
I got one for you to start the season.
Go ahead.
Quandre Diggs.
You think on the blitz?
Diggs is brought in. I think Diggs is brought in for a specialty package like that / linebackers, that hybrid type that's doing nothing but blitzing it and around the box. So until Winston Jr. gets back, I think he plays that role that you just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see all of it. And if you look at the speed of the linebackers, I think you see. I mean, James Williams, he's used to be a safety. He can cover, he can blitz, right? Yeah. And if you did, I'm telling you, and we only saw a glimpse of it in preseason. We saw some of it last year. He'll knock your head off. If you didn't see him play in Miami, he got some 15-yarders every game. So he is not shy for contact. But you saw today, guys. You saw what the division is for Denard. He wants the big corners that can run. The Jalen Davis or more. He's 6'1", 197, runs a 4.39. Samuel Womack's 5'10", but he's like 190 pounds. And then you got Marcus Harris, who we drafted this year. He's 6'1". Roger's probably the smallest one out of everybody. him and Womack. But you see the division, right? You want the tall, the physical press corners, like y'all said, and that causes problems when the receivers can't get the timing of the routes down.
Right.
And so you're able to generate pressure at that. The question is, Dorian Masai, who they picked up today as well, linebacker. He's more of a special teams guy, but had a lot of tackles. Last year for Auburn, leading tackler. I mean, you those numbers are outstanding. And then you want to see what we got in Femi. Will he continue to develop? I think Harrell was a surprise. J. Lou, I think you had him on. I think all three of us had him on practice squad.
Yeah.
He made a 53-man roster. So
that was a shock. But again, that lets you know that they see something in him from a pass rushing standpoint, and it just goes that, hey, maybe we knew nobody outside. He was better than Ali Gay, who hit the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little better than him or whatnot, and he's been in the system. If the team was his year 3 for him, I believe, from that draft class. So this is he's basically cheap labor, and can he prove it to get another contract in another year or two?
And we know Jahad Ward can set the edge in the right game. He did that well for Minnesota last year. We know that, Arden Key is up and down on his edge setting. Draymond Jones is the question. Now, he's a good run defender. He's not known for his pass rush abilities, but you just never know you get in the right system. You just never know. And the fact that we got some cornerbacks that can play man coverage, I think that's going to be a world of difference. Like you guys said, I think that's the difference we see in the defense this year. Year 2 of the scheme, more man pressures because we got guys that can actually play man pressure and excel. And Brownlee Jr., we saw his development in year 2. He's already leaps and bounds of where he was last year, even with his hands. Nathan, we just hit that up, man. Preston Smith might be a name to look out for to add to this edge group. Special teams, of course, it is what it is at this point. We'll see. We'll see what Joey Sly's going to do. 80% guy for his kicking career so far, and we'll see, man. Johnny Hekker, can his leg hold up? We had an older kicker here before. We saw what happened when he kicked a lot. So let's look at that practice squad, guys, because somebody on that practice squad is probably the most valuable practice squad player in the history of this football team. Mason Kinsey, they just can't get rid of him, man.
They can't get rid of Mason Kinsey. Keep bringing him back, man. And to his credit, you have to give him his props. He showed out in the preseason, man. He showed out. He played hard, made catches, and made tackles. Got a few penalties on kicks and on kick coverage and everything, but still, it's just one of them things. He was making sure Restrepo wasn't going to beat him out or anything like that. So I don't know, man. Maybe like you guys said, he knows where the bodies are buried, man. Because you can't seem to get rid of him.
He's a. I'll give you this. You and Ed, you played team sports. G-Wit, you've been around it forever. You got to have those glue guys that make the locker room good. And
you do.
I will say that about Kinsey. When you hear about, if you look at the stuff they put out on socials after the last game, he broke the team down. They let him break it down in the locker room, the whole 9. But I will say that I think that it's a situation that he has to like his role and understand it. And the reason I say that is because he didn't have to come back to practice squad. He's a vested veteran.
That's right.
He could have been able to go anywhere. That who's to say nobody offered him? I personally thought that Vrabel would have called. Who knows? Maybe he turned him down and just knew that his role would be. I feel like his cut was one of those handshake deals. It was like, hey, Mason, we cutting you. Don't take your stuff out the locker. We'll see you another day or so. because they keep the revolving door with him on the practice squad, and obviously to your point, when you get out of camp and get down to 53, you've got to have these guys that can do scout team and do all that, because your numbers are so much smaller, and that's a veteran who's been there and done that and still hanging around. So plus, quiet as it's kept, he's at least a backup punt returner in case you question DK and how long it take the rookie to get up to speed.
That's true.
That's right. Yeah, Nathan said he likes that he embraces it too. Meme on Twitter.
He does.
Hey Kiki. So yeah, the practice squad. Isaiah Rikes, we had him on that. Ali Gay, I think we had him on that as well. What I was surprised at was Asamoah. They picked him up from the Vikings. And then they released him. So they must have saw something they didn't like. And he was probably just a camp body just to make it these last few days left in the training camp. Anybody else on the fellas that y'all are shocked about on the practice squad? I mean, Trevor Siemian, they obviously are going to stick with Brandon Allen, and
I think they have told you that.
I mean, I saw Riddler.
Yeah,
got released from the Bengals. I was like, oh well, there's that pipe dream.
they sticking with him. And as we've said, if Brandon Allen is having to play, then it's a bad season.
It's
anyway.
A bad season.
That's true.
I heard a lot of folks have been questioning the backup quarterback, and I think it was maybe Blaine Bishop or somebody today put it best, where this team is finally recognizing that they're still probably a year or two away from really competing. I mean, you can strike lightning and sneak up on somebody this year, but to really go deep, why do you need a good backup quarterback on a team that's potentially bad? Because I'll be honest, if Cam Ward, if something happens to him, do we really want to sit here with a backup quarterback and win like 7 or 8 games, or lose like 2, win like 3 or 4, and continue to build? So, and again, Brent, I don't know what Callahan loves about Brandon Allen, because I don't think he's it. I don't even think he's serviceable if he had to come in. But we just hope that this lets you know that this entire year is about Cam Ward's development.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and G, I think they saw what you brought up on the show today about Gabe Judy Lally, about him not being able to play outside, only in the slide. So they need guys to play in and outside, right?
Man. and that wasn't a surprise either. But I don't know, man. When y'all talk about these quarterbacks, I'm in agreement with you, but I just know Allen is better than Siemian. That's the only thing I can say.
Easily.
Yeah. And that's not saying much, because you saw it in the preseason. One of the biggest knocks against Allen, if nothing else, is arm strength. He cannot throw an out to save his life.
Nah.
And and Siemian's really not any better. So it's all about Cam this year. And like you say, we may strike lightning in the bottom. We may. Like I said, my whole thing with Cam is I'm looking forward to seeing him probably in game 3, just to see how he's adjusted to everything with 2 full speed NFL games under his belt, because I always look at him as a smart football player. So I'm just interested to see how he adjusts and come out in game 3 and how he plays and everything. It could be as quick as game 2, but game 3 is really what I'm looking to see, how far he's really come. That's going to be a tell of the tape for me with Cam and with the O-line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Carter say, if it's about Cam's development, how does that affect the coaching staff's job security? I
mean, I think the front office right now is saying the right things as far as preaching patience and seeing his development. Now, 6 wins, if you can win 6 games, 6 wins can look different between, like, literally. I mean, if you depending on if you lose like 3 or 4 in a row and then take a run at the end of the year, I think for Carlson, to answer that question, if we could be talking in January and the trajectory of the team is pointing up, like the arrows point up, and you see them getting better, I think that buys them another year. Now, again, I think the wild card is always going to be Amy Adams-Strunk, because Vrabel could come in here and beat him by a field goal, and that might just tick off for the whole rest of the year. I mean, let's just be honest.
I will say this about Amy, and this may hold true for her. If we see where Cam's taking a bunch of sacks, the coach is going to be gone.
Coach will be gone then.
The coach is going to be gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've seen that before, haven't we?
We saw that
quick. So I think, and I agree with you. A lot of it just depends on Amy, but I know the front office is preaching patience, and I still stick by what I said. If you can get 6 wins out of this, and you can see some improvement, the team be competitive, and you end up with 6 wins, the same coaching staff is coming back.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
I mean, you would hope so, right?
Yes,
the continuity,
the
chemistry. It could be just like the Detroit Lions, right? They were terrible, and then they won 7 games. We were 7-10, and the next year, and then you saw that turnaround. So maybe we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting lead up to the Broncos next week on the road, 3:05 kickoff. So That's another thing they got to deal with. Not only the time difference and the travel, but then the evening game for the kickoff. It's boo Titans down, Steelers up. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us tonight, man, as we looked at the 53 man tonight in the practice squad. Eddie Arnell, G with J. Lou, man. Tighten up. Here we go, man. Week 1 on the horizon, fellas.
Yes.
On the road, two-tone blue. What we going to do? I'm telling you. But arrogant arm, talent, young team. they don't know no better.
Yeah, they don't know no better. They don't know no better.
But I like the fact that at least it's a young team. You can look at that and see.
Yeah.
And like you said, you never know. They may get on a roll and just surprise everybody.
I will make one bold statement.
You got a bold statement.
I think the offensive line finishes in the top 10 in the league.
You know what? I agree with you on that. I really do. I think so.
I can 6 wins, 7 wins, 5 wins. I think no matter what the record is, I think the offensive line still is top 10 at the end of the season.
I think the run game gonna be top 15.
1,000% agree with that. It might crack. That might crack top. I would have gave it top 10 if Spears wasn't hurt. Because I think I know what they want to do, but I'll give you top 15.
Oh, I'm talking about defense, though.
Oh.
I'm talking about defense.
Okay.
I think the defense is going to be better against the run this year. Look at the big bodies they brought up front. That's going to make a difference.
I would say the defense probably be better against the run simply because your inside linebackers are going to be better.
Yeah.
That's the whole key.
Yeah.
That was the thing that drives you crazy. The defensive line would do their jobs, but you had linebackers that wouldn't fill the gaps at all.
They wasn't fast enough, right?
That too.
Yeah, Ryan, man. Good to see you too, man. There's the captains have been announced. Yes. If you guys didn't know, it's Cody Barton, Tony Pollard, Cam, Big Jeff, Kevin Ridley, Amani, and then Morgan Cox. So those are the captains for the 2025.
Cam gets the gold seat. I mean, not Cam, but Jeff.
Yeah,
because this is more than 5. It's his 5th year.
You know that Nathan says that pass rush ain't scared of it. You know it ain't. Not right now.
We know it ain't, Nathan.
We know we're going to have some blitzes. Denard, this season, Denard's going to earn
He's going to earn it. I mean, I really think you see us finish in the top half of the league in blitzes. Because he knows. I mean, he knows that's his deficiency. And like you said, you can just look at the Ravens cornerback they picked up. I think that's him going into the front office and saying, hey, because think about it. That's what's the one thing this team has preached on everybody they picked up all year long is that they've been healthy. This guy comes in with some injury concerns. He plays DB. He knows him. And I think there's something there. I mean, he's very talented. So I think he's got the DBs now to where you pointed out he wants to play a man press type coverage and let the chips fall from there.
Let the chips fall from there. And you got just think about it this way. How bad the team was last year, they were still number 1 in pass defense. Yeah. I'm just saying. With no pass rush. You had Harold Landry, but he had 8 sacks last year?
8 sacks.
Yeah.
So
and you hear
I'm not saying
you hear Keith Bullock he said he fell into like 5 of those sacks.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Jeff had pushed 2 of the offensive linemen.
That's why I think you might see a better pass rush because again, a lot of it for me it just depends on T. Sweat, how healthy he is, and with his off season and everything. If he's fairly healthy and can move, then I can see that pass rush being a whole lot better. Because I still like that guy. I think he has great feet. So I just think, with a full year off season and working on some things, I think he could be a whole lot better. So that may be the whole key for the pass rush.
Right. Again, thank y'all for joining us, man, tonight for this special episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G with J. Lou.
Sure.
Man, check us out. Not this Sunday, but following Sunday after the Broncos and the Titans road tilt. Join us, man, as we break it down. We'll talk about the results, and we'll see what happens, man, with these young cats. Halftime Adjustment. We out of here. Peace.